Hello, welcome back to Auto Animals. I'm James. If you excuse the sound, the microphone's backed up next to the mic. A while back we did the headlights on the Grande Punto, and turns out the kit that came with them was crap. So the UV protection didn't work. As a result, they now look like this. So as you can see, you probably can't pick up on the camera, but they are looking absolutely knackered again. This one's worse. There you go. And it's just like, this is not ideal. So I'm going to Rusterville in 2 weeks, and while the name would indicate that it needs to be a rusty vehicle, it's not. It's any car, and I want mine to look good. And I've been doing the headlights for a while. It's probably going to start affecting night vision. There's new rules came in saying that potentially you can fail or have advisories on MOT for cloudy headlights. Thankfully my MOT is not due till like September, October, so should be fine. But I want to get it done, so we've bought a new kit, Holt's kit. Let's see if it makes things any better. So this is the new kit, Holt's. That's all French. There we go. There's the English one. Holt's Headlight Restoration Kit. So what it does, it comes with a little attachment for your drill. So basically, yeah, you just stick on the Velcro discs of sandpaper. And it comes in various grits, and you work your way through them. Then you use a polishing compound, then you use the UV sealant. So fingers crossed this works a lot better. Let's see how this goes. Right, so you got voiceover, James, for the rest of this video, I'm afraid. Didn't record any audio while doing it. So first thing I did was clean the headlight off. It was a little bit grubby, needed a bit of a clean, so just a bit of water and a cloth. And then masking, which is fun because they're very curvy headlights. So masking off the edges just to make sure that none of the paintwork would get hit if accidentally missed with the drill. And there were a few close calls. Bit of the tape got chewed up a few times. The major thing that I wasn't expecting is how wet masking tape gets. Some of it got really soggy. You'll find out more later on about what happened to the other headlights. So just make sure the headlight is really wet, really covered in water, and then make sure the sandpaper is covered in water as well. I didn't show that in that clip there, but yeah, it's basically to stop the plastic of the headlight melting. The two contact points have to be very wet to make sure that there's no build-up of heat that could melt the headlight lenses. So yeah, basically you just go over the headlights with the first grit. This is the 800 grit, and you start with that one and you just work your way around the headlight. You're meant to do it in methodical lines, which I did more on the second headlight once I got into the hang of it, but the biggest issue I had was stopping the drill from kind of getting away from you. It kind of wants to start shaking and spinning off. I think that's the case of using any kind of like flat implement like that, or a polishing pad, or a fudge wheel, etc. on a drill on a flat surface. But what I then did, you can see here, is I took the disc off near the end and just went around the edges and just did some of the finer details by hand. So you kind of get the best part of doing it with a drill and by hand. So this is now the 1000 grit, the next step up. So again, make sure it's fully wet the headlights. I was wiping it all off in between doing the different grit sandpaper, so I could see just kind of the quality of how the headlight was looking. It just still looks very, very hazy, but yeah, go over it again. You're supposed to do about 10 minutes per disc, give or take, sometimes slightly less. Then onto the 1500. So forgot to give it a little spritz. Very important. Again, make sure you don't build up the heat so you don't melt the lenses and make everything much, much worse. So yeah, you notice there's a sort of weird sort of like white creamy stuff coming off on as it does it. I think that's just sanding down the very fine layers of plastic and build up over it, but absolutely destroyed the car, the paintwork on the car. Made it absolutely filthy. So now we're on to the final, which I think is the 3000 grit. So it's gone from 1500 to 3000. So this is the finest one. It barely feels like sandpaper, but yeah, make sure everything's wet. Go over it again plenty. Didn't go over it quite as much with that one. And then we got on to the polishing phase with the included stick-on polishing pad. So give it a good shake. Very good shake. You can stop now. Don't put as much on as I did. I went a little bit over, I didn't realise how runny it was, went a little bit overboard, and yeah, nearly spilt it. Luckily the headlight caught it. But just, yeah, spread it all over the headlight. Get it all in, nice even coverage, and then just start polishing. The polisher was much easier because it's a sponge, so it was much much easier to work with than the sanding paper. But yeah, just go over it and then give it a wipe, and then rubbed it all off to see the results, and then satisfying part of taking off the tape. And there's the finished polished headlight. Give it a wipe down, check it was all okay, clean it off. So yeah, this is then where things this is the halfway point. So this is started doing the left one just as the drill packed up annoyingly, and the right one is done. You can see the right one is still quite cloudy, at least in this shot. You can see what it's done to the paintwork. I had to give the car a thorough wash after all of this. When you look at it at closer inspection though, the headlight actually looks a lot better than what it was. It's looking a heck of a lot cleaner, a lot clearer. It still is a little bit hazy. The photos don't do... The photos make it look a lot better than what it actually looks like in the flesh. It still looks kind of hazy. It doesn't look like it's just been, properly polished. And then obviously how the left one came out as well afterwards, which was not bad. Yeah, I mean, they're not brilliant. Again, in the pictures they look like factory fresh, but I can tell you in the flesh they're not. You can see the amount of mess it made of the car and the driveway. The amount of stuff that comes off these headlights while you're doing it is just unbelievable. So I wasn't expecting that at all. So be prepared to wash your car after you've done all this. Yeah, that's probably a better photo of it now. Just kind of like showing you about an hour or so later. They're kind of a bit hazy. They're not perfect, but yeah, they're okay. There was an issue I had with the left headlights where the masking tape was too wet, and it basically like super bonded to the bodywork. And I think the last photo I've got here is showing that they're basically that's how it looked after I used a fudge wheel or caramel wheel, whatever you want to call them, the thing you put into the drill to get stickers and sticky things off paintwork. And even after using that, it was just absolutely I really need to go over it with something, possibly some T-cut or something, because it's just properly left some very embedded masking tape marks all over the bodywork. So just be aware, don't let the masking tape get soaking wet, and then don't press it in too hard, because it will. The glue on it, I think, just bonds far much more than what masking tape should. But yeah, that's a quick guide. I should point out the thing I didn't film that you do afterwards is after you've let the headlight dry for about 10-15 minutes, when you've finished polishing it and cleaning it, is it comes with UV sealant. Just quick spray of that on there. There's videos on Holt's website on how to do it, but it's just spritz with the spray, wipe up any overspill, and that's then UV protected, hopefully for a little while. So we'll revisit this later in the summer, I guess, and see if the headlights have gone back to how they were. Because if they are, I might be paying a professional to do this, because I ain't doing this again. That was about an hour and a half of my time in the end. Doesn't look like it, but it was. But yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.